All right, welcome back. Got an update to the 69 Ford Ranger that I had the locked up engine, and this thing was locked up tighter than Fort Knox, I swear. But I was able to get about 45 degrees movement at first, back and forth, then about 180, and then over about the last 20 minutes, well, let me back up a little bit. I let it soak for about 3 hours with the vinegar, the white vinegar, and then started rocking it back and forth again. I actually put some tension on it to hold it while it was soaking with a with a strap. Got some tension on it and then let that go, and then started rocking back and forth on it. And as you can see now, it goes all the way around. So that's amazing. Kind of gets a little tight right there, but then it frees up again. So that did it. So if you got a seized engine, hit it with the vinegar. Stuff's about $25 on Amazon, but I put a little each cylinder and let that soak. And man, that did it. Man, I tried everything else. Marvel's mystery oil, transmission fluid. What seemed to work at first though a little bit was the PB blaster. I let that soak first for a good couple of weeks, and then this for a few hours, and man, that freed it up. But this thing was locked up tight. I mean, I had welded this big bar onto the crankshaft pulley to try to get some leverage, and man, I wasn't getting nothing. I mean, it just kept breaking the weld. So I was like, shit, man, what am I gonna do? So then I got that crankshaft turning tool right there. You can get that off of Amazon. And man, it was very easy to install, no problem. And it's kind of hard to see when you go to install it. But what I used is a mirror, a little vanity mirror that I could kind of sit down in there on the transcooler lines down there. And was able to see and get it lined up, no problem. But man, that helped out. So once I get this all back together, and because I just put this on it, I had an old Holly on it, but man, it was having problems, a lot of problems. And I was able off of there to come across this one. It's a Street Avenger 550, I believe. I slapped that on, and I think that's gonna fix that issue, because this thing looks brand new out of the box, man. And had these two sitting around as well, just in case for a backup. But I think I'm gonna go with this one first, and I think that's gonna be my problem. I did unhook the starter of this because I thought maybe it was seized up at first, and that was preventing it from moving. So I will reinstall that, put in the fan back in, put the belts back in, everything, drain all the fluid and everything in there, because it's got a mixture of just about everything in there to try to get this thing unseized. So I'll go ahead and undo all what I had done. And but man, I'm glad it worked out, because the last resort was pulling this engine and doing a complete teardown, and I was not looking forward to that, because this thing really doesn't have that many miles on it. It's just sat for a while. And I mean, I would say this thing's probably got maybe 50,000 miles on this engine. If I can kind of calculate over the years how long my brother had it and my dad had it, and they didn't even use it that much, only to do a little bit of towing of horse trailers and stuff. But yeah, I've done a little bit to this. When it first came to my property, the rag joint was totally gone in there. It's down in there. And I mean, you could just turn the wheel left, right, anyway, 360 degrees, and the wheels just didn't do shit. It just, finally let go, and I'm pretty sure that was the original one from the car. So I replaced that, and Jesus, if you guys have ever done that, a rag joint on one of these, it is a freaking nightmare. to try to get that thing in. I mean, you're banging and prodding basically the whole master cylinder boost pump got to come out. You got to disconnect it from the linkage in the front. Then you got to fight with those lines, getting those lines off. Calm down over there. The cat's fighting. But yeah, what a chore that was. But got that all back together. And once I got that back together, and that's when I went to fire it, and that damn thing was seized up. I couldn't believe it. But now that I got it freed up, I got an extra crankshaft pulley around here somewhere that I'm gonna put on that. Knock it off, dummies. Somebody's fighting over there. And the dogs are going off too. Okay, so I'll let you go, and I'll give you an update once I get this thing all back together, and hopefully get it fired up. Cool.